Welcome to the live, everybody. Hey. All right, it's countdown time. I hope you guys are really, really excited. We are almost to the conference, and if you grab your tickets, kudos to you. That means that you're going to be in the building. Not only will you be in the building, but you're going to be living your legacy out loud. And this is something that we have over 20 speakers bringing to the table, some power panels. They're going to be speaking individually about just the journey of what it looks like to bridge those generational gaps, whether it's through, your finances, whether it's through the generations that we've gone through when it comes down to our activities in our careers, whether it comes down to our physical health, ourselves. We are literally covering every area when it comes down to generational wealth. And so I'm really, really excited, y'all. So make sure you guys pull up, pull up, pull up, right? That's one of our beginning call to actions we used to do all the time back in the day for when. And it's just a way for us to tell you guys, like, sometimes getting outside that house and being able to, show your face, show who you are is so important. And I wanted to do this on my channel first. So shout out to you guys who basically come on my channel and who support. Really, really appreciate you guys. And also for those of you who are on the Win channel, you'll be able to see this, of course, on the replay. That's going to be amazing because now you get to see it on both sides. Y'all know, as the founder of Win and having my own for profit, I feel like I get the best of both worlds. So just saying. But today we're just going to celebrate because between the hours of 5 and 6, this is our upgrade hour. For those of you who did not have a chance to get your tickets yet for the conference, we're giving you guys a chance not only to get your tickets, but also to upgrade in this hour. And I'm only going to do this upgrade in this hour. I'm dropping the link here in the chat. Let me see if that worked. Did it work? No, hold on. There it is. So those of you who are on YouTube, you can see this link pop in right now. You can click on that link, copy and paste that link, go ahead and grab your tickets, and then you will get upgraded to VIP within this hour if you're chosen in that raffle. This is an opportunity because, listen, if you're the only person that buys your ticket in this hour, that means that no one else gets the upgrade but you. So we want to see you in the building. I want to do some shout outs while we're in this hour, okay? Because we know you guys are going to go ahead and grab your tickets, but I want to talk about the speakers that are going to be in the building. If you guys haven't watched the live streams, if you haven't watched all of the shares that we had across all the Women into Networking channels, then you're missing it. We literally have had women and men who support us, right? Joining these live streams. Hey, y'all. And then we also been able to share on the couches of like the quick sneak peeks of what it looks like to talk to men behind the closed doors when they're sharing their feelings vulnerably, right? That's part of legacy. And also, like, for women, when we talk about things like the Period Sis panel and how we are going to be having conversations around perimenopause, menopause, what it looks like in our lives and across generations. Sometimes these conversations are really had because we don't get to talk one-on-one adequately about it, right? Sometimes there needs to be like someone in the room to make the conversation run smoothly. But this is a chance for us to not only come into the room, but to network together and then make sure that we bridge those gaps through legacy. And we not only get to tell our stories through our own eyes, mouths, our experiences, but we get to hear other people's experiences through their eyes. And also we heal from that. I've heard so many people tell another person's story and they're like, oh my God, that is what I'm going through. So be in the room, y'all. And I dropped the link for, hey, Deontay, what's up, King? How you doing? I dropped the link and it's on YouTube. Facebook, y'all might have to wait because I don't have my backup or my backup moderator right now. But you can always go to Women into Networking. If you jump on that channel, you'll be able to see that link everywhere. Also, shout out, since we got Dr. Deontay in the building. I want to shout out the speakers, okay, and the hosts. We have 2 hosts this year. We have basically a huge roster of people who are power-packed players, okay? So let's put it like that, power-packed players. Hey, Nysa, what's up, Queen? And also, right, get those tickets, get in the room. And we have, the only reason why I'm doing this live in this hour is because this is the only hour that you guys can IP to be a part of this event. I haven't got my ticket yet. I want to make sure I get my VIP entry into the building. We have so much for VIP that we haven't even talked about. We want to make sure you get the best experience. So if you want to upgrade by buying a regular ticket, you do have to buy a general ticket in this hour. You have until 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, the doors close. Once those doors close, you won't be in the running for the VIP. So I want to give you guys an opportunity to do that. But while we're doing that, I got my list. Now, shout out to Dr. Deontay Bolden, okay, our host of the conference who basically came through slamming, okay, with a bold experience. I do want to shout out because Dr. Deontay was one of the first men in our community when we weren't even incorporated as a nonprofit. We actually were just a room on Clubhouse. And that was really exciting because if you have been on Clubhouse, if you're one of the OGs back in the day on Clubhouse, then you already understand, right? It was such a huge community, but it was well knit where we kind of still knew each other and everybody knew everybody. It's like a very small world inside of Clubhouse. So we grew from there and we were able to kind of jump on stages like live streams like this. Then we got out of our homes and then we started going into our personal meetups. So if you guys have been to our garden parties, right? If you guys have been to any of our other networking events, then you know what I'm talking about. We basically are putting together rooms full of people who really want to network together in authenticity. And I'm not talking about like, you know how it feels when you come into a room and people just get real raw with you and they're like, no, I'm being authentic. It's like, no, we're not talking about raw. Authenticity, like actually talking about things that matter to you, being honest about how you feel, and actually bridging gaps between what normally people don't like to talk about, right? So now someone can hear their own story, period. Right. There's feedback? No, I don't hear it. Y'all hear feedback? Oh my gosh. Nice. Please tell me there's no feedback. I don't hear nothing. All right. If you guys hear feedback, let me know. I'll kind of like exit, enter back in. I don't want to. I'm gonna give it a second because I don't want to mess up. She said there's feedback, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna keep talking until I get a response. So anyway, guys, look, shout out to Deontay, Dr. Deontay Bolden. Like I said, those OG days back in Clubhouse, those were the freaking days. Now, let's move on to one of our newer individuals. Shout out to Rachel LaForest. If you guys don't know Rachel LaForest, this is a powerhouse. Oh my gosh, she is a comedian. Her brand is Healing is Hilarious. And when I say this is one of the, you hear it on your end, you can hear it. You can hear it better now on your end, Dr. Deontay. Okay. It could be because I got a little bit of a interference with a call. So listen, if it gets really bad, y'all let me know. But if it's still staticky, I want to know. I'll leave and come back. Yeah, let me know, Nisa. It's good? Okay, perfect. So Rachel LaForest, I met her at the Healing While Building Summit, and this is why I tell y'all, get out of your house. Like, there's so much out there in the world. Because when you're behind your phone, like how we're doing right now, I see that like right now there's 106 people watching, right? Shout out to y'all. Whoop, whoop, okay. But if I was to go outside of my home, right, and physically meet all 160 y'all in person, right? Like literally, it would not be this easy for y'all to just walk out the door, walk in the door, right? I would literally be able to spend time with y'all. I'll be able to curate experiences, have conversations. Not to mention, there's a different vibe when you're in a room with someone and they actually can feel your spirit. Like, I don't know if y'all get that. You can do it online too, but it's like you really get to get a full feel of someone. So that's what I'm talking about. So anyway, for those of y'all who, when I say get into the room, grab yourself you know what I'm saying, a pen, write down all the people in your life that you know need to actually live legacy out loud. And when we say live legacy out loud, I mean like people who may want to talk about their stories. Some people say write a book, right? But some people are not ready to write their book. So living legacy out loud is more so like actually telling your story, being bold enough to express yourself about what you've been through, right? You're listening on your laptop. Okay. And then also being able to say, like, what can I learn from other generations, right? That can improve on my legacy. What can I learn from other generations that can improve on my legacy? Can I give y'all one quick thing before I shout out the next person? Because I have Rachel LaForce on my mind, but I want to give y'all a little key. My 92-year-old grandmother, who I every single day have to look out for in some kind of way, shape, or form, right? Physically, mentally, emotionally. And most of us are caregivers in our 30s and 40s. We're getting there now. And when I say living legacy out loud, I mean that, like, there are times where I have to sit down and rub her skin and ask her that it's okay to regulate and it's okay to talk about what she is feeling, right? That's just general across the board. And I think everybody needs that. But there are generations, guys, before us that never had that. Like, there are generations that never got to talk about the things that we get to talk about today. Okay, guys, give me 1 second. I want to make sure that my internet doesn't keep freezing on y'all. So let me do something real quick. Yeah. Okay, I hope that works better. I have to put on my do not disturb. That way I don't get any interruptions, okay? It's freezing and it's static. Hey, Dr. Manuela, do I need to leave and come back? I can always leave and come back. I know it's delayed on this side, but I will give it some time. Um, let me know. It sounds a lot better. It sounds a tad better. You know what? It's just, I swear, staticky is a word. Staticky is a word, y'all. Okay, staticky is Oh my god, staticky is a word. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to leave and come back, and because it's not, because I didn't put it on focus. Please, guys, put your phone on do not disturb before you go live, or you'll end up like me. Okay, so I might just dip out and come back. I want to talk to y'all real quick. Gotta do my shout outs. So give me one moment. Let me. Okay, let me see if I can come back. Hold on. Oh, I can't tell like what's happening with this other one, guys. Hold on, let me drop it. Okay, it dropped by itself. Boom. Got him out of there. All right. We should be good now. So sorry about that, yeah. I just want to continue with my shout outs because the technology is going to do its thing, but we're going to do ours. Thank y'all for sticking around. For those of you who did. So listen, I was talking about Rachel LaForce, and I was saying that, first of all, our co-host Rachel LaForce was, it was, it wasn't an afterthought. When I talked to her at the summit last year, I realized that, and I was explaining to you guys, getting outside the house is so important. that's where I met her. That's when I started to actually realize that the people that I needed were outside the house. And so Rachel LaForest is a freaking comedian. She's so funny, right? So funny. And if you guys don't believe me, please go to her page. It's Healing is Hilarious podcast, I think it is. And she was one of the people where, when you get in a room with her, you kind of like feel drawn to a person, right? Like I don't know if you ever felt like this, but you walk into a room and everybody else can be like really weird to you, but you have that one person that you're like, oh wait, I like her. And I feel like Rachel is that for everybody, okay? So when she does the co-hosting for the conference coming up, guys, it's going to be amazing. Not only are we going to have panels where you get to like, hey, I get to learn from these people, I get to connect with people that I've never met before, and now I get to put into my network, my database, and now I get to grow from that. But also, you're going to laugh your butt off when you actually get in the room talking about these issues that normally like people talk about, but we don't actually always bring to the forefront, right? Like I told y'all, the panels are different, okay? Okay, also, because Rachel is the bomb, so I can't wait for y'all to meet her. Also, shout out to some of our long-standing members and speakers, because we have Karan Fairweather, who has been here since pretty much the beginning of the Win time, okay? So if y'all want to know what dedicated Win members look like, people that really stick around through thick and thin, we talk about community and we say like, well, is community really what it is? Because we fling the word around a lot, right? I don't know if you guys realize that. I've seen it where one minute we're saying community and the next minute we're like arguing about something. And community is really a space where you bring a common goal together for people who are looking to do the same things. They're not forcing anyone to do anything. They're just all people are just all coming together in this situation that they feel good being in, and now they want to grow together, right? That's community. So it doesn't take a lot of like forcing people to do a lot of things that they don't want to do, right? And so I love it that we have community members that literally stuck around since the beginning of time. So shout out to Karan Fairweather, because she's definitely one of those. Also, shout out to Sarah Curcio, because Sarah Curcio is also another speaker that's going to be at the conference. Y'all are going to love her, because you're going to be able to really understand what it feels like. I met Sarah in New Jersey. To be around someone that's very effective, very powerful in measure, right? But she also knows a lot about social media. So being in the room is not really like hearing from Sarah. I would be one of those type of people that I would be in the room just to pick her brain. Like Sarah, like tell me, what do you think about my social media? And also ask, the speakers when you get into the room, what they think about your business, what they think about what you're doing. Networking is about opportunity, and sometimes asking the right questions, which means there are things that we are struggling in our business with every single day. And people have answers for those things that we're struggling around. If we don't open our mouths up to say, hey, I do need help with this, I would love to know what you think, or I would love to know what you would do. When you're with a network of people who've already done it, who've been there, who are seasoned, you get to now pull from a pot of what I would say back in the day when on Clubhouse, Amina S. Carter would say, you're in a room that's a pot of gold. You literally have a treasure chest right here. So that's kind of what community is for us, right? So when you're in the room, shout out to those of you who are getting your tickets right now, okay? Grab your tickets, because when you do that, you get a chance to upgrade to VIP, which gives you more perks, more opportunity to connect with speakers, more opportunity to get featured, and also, not to mention, you get a private stage in a private area. So ain't nobody listen. The bougie ones, I like VIP, all right? So that's why we were saying you get an opportunity to do that. Also, shout out to Nysa Shepherd. I got to shout out my girl Nysa, because she's been in the house for a minute, y'all. I remember those back in the day rooms where we used to be on stages and we literally would just like jump on Clubhouse at 2:00 in the afternoon. And we have so many people join the rooms, right? Some people would be on stage, some people would be in the bottom, right? And people who would already purchase a ticket. No, you got to purchase another ticket. No, sorry. This is a VIP upgrade just for this moment. No. If you purchase a general ticket right like in this hour, if you purchase a general ticket, then you get it put into a raffle to get an upgrade. So you don't automatically even get an upgrade. This is for those people who are already ready to join the conference. We're not telling you to buy a ticket just to upgrade. We're telling you get into the conference so that you can have a chance to win that upgrade. This is to encourage people who are like they need to be in the room anyway. So NYSA, if they do have a general ticket and they want and they want to upgrade, they can reach out to the email and we can give them the upgrade option. But we do want to see, for those people who haven't purchased their ticket yet, if they are motivated to get in here with their VIP. And this is not a chance for everybody to get. We're not doing this every day. This is a pop-up. So you'll never know if it's going to happen again, right? I also want to make sure, too, guys, that I shout out NYSA because she created the theme song for the conference. And back in the day, like I said, when we did the rooms, they were so general. Everyone was in that room. But the people who grew from those rooms are people like NYSA. And NYSA not only became one of the like most active members in the community, but NYSA is also now a leader. She's about to be a staff member, right? She's rolling up on y'all, posting every day in the Wynn chateaus. I call them chateaus now because we're really just building. So I want to make sure you guys connect with the right people because sometimes, right? Sometimes it's not really about what you know. It's about who you're connected to. I've seen NYSA help so many people struggling on TikTok, trying to get new followers and trying to boost their engagement. I've seen NYSA support people where they need to be supported in their business, and they just reached out for help. And she was like, "Yeah, I gotcha." So being connected to the right people, guys, is so important. So shout out to NYSA because she's one of the speakers. She's also a sponsor. So she sponsored the theme song. She's also supported our speakers. She's also supported our volunteers. She's also out there talking to y'all about, fundraising. So there's a lot that she's doing, guys. And we just want to shout out the people who are really going to be coming to this conference. And I told you guys, the conference is we are a conference that we put on for our members, but anyone can join this conference. And on top of that, we are walking into a conference, and if you are not already a part, you're going to walk out with community. If you're not already a part of WIN, there's no way that you would leave this conference and not want to be a part of WIN. It just doesn't happen. So we love that we get to share that with you guys. Also, I do want to shout out some more people. Dr. Manuela, who was also on. I don't know if she's still on here, but shout out to homegirl, okay? Because one of the things that I love about what we've done with our community is that we've started with huge intention. And some of our biggest members and supporters are individuals that came into our community from day one and started hitting the ground running. Whether they were a mentor, whether they were a volunteer, whether they were a city leader, whatever it is that we needed people to do in our community, these individuals showed up. And Dr. Manuela was one of those people. Shout out to her for all the accomplishments that she has, because I will tell you, when I met her in New Jersey, I promise you, honey, I was given all of the jazz. I said, baby is a walking red carpet, okay? So when you guys get to see individuals in their limelight, when you get to meet people and who they actually are, that authenticity, man, that connection that you get with other people, it changes your life. So shout out to Dr. Manuela, because I'll never forget when she crowned me, honey. I had to sit back and let the girl crown me, okay? I will show y'all that picture later. But thank you, Dr. Manuela, for everything you've done in this community. Cannot wait to hear you speak. And also, I do want to shout out some more people. We have shout out to David Williams. We have some men in the house, men who support us. They've been here since day one. Don't get it twisted. You see a lot of women in our community, but baby, the men show up. Now, originally, the men would show up and they would carry the chairs and bring the sodas and put the tables up. We got plenty of men that would love to just do the labor for us, but we told our men in our community, no, we don't need you to put up no chairs, tables. We can definitely have you do that. But what we really want to see is you stand on stages with us. So at this conference, not only are you going to be able to experience, maybe all of the women that have been empowering themselves all year long, getting to this point of saying, I'm going to stand on this stage, even TEDx stages, and show people what I got. We also have men in our community that are standing on these same stages, and they're going to be presenting to you the side of men in community. They're going to be showing you like what it actually looks like when you are a healed man, when you are a successful man, when you are out here doing the doggone thing and you're supporting women. It actually exists, guys. And so we want to be able to bridge those gaps by bringing that to the conference stage. You guys are going to see that there. So just like I just told Nysa, if you guys have not gotten your tickets, right? Not the people who did buy their tickets, the people who have not yet, you now have an opportunity to grab your ticket and get upgraded to VIP. We're doing a raffle and you have until 6 o'clock. We're almost done, guys. Okay. So I just wanted to go ahead and make sure I shouted out all of our speakers. I do want to shout out Mrs. Ernest Cummins, who day ones, man. When I say day ones, I mean it. Mrs. Ernest Cummins was a true day one before I could even put this thing on the map. Y'all remember when it was just a thought, right? It was like, oh, this is cute. But then, baby, when I had to decide, like, does WIN become an entity or does WIN stay just a whole hobby? What are we doing? And then when God said, we gonna make this a nonprofit, I said, okay, boo, that's what we're gonna do. Mrs. Ernest came to the forefront as my mentor. Shout out to SCORE, okay, because as a SCORE mentor, Mrs. Ernest was able to support me, guys. She supported me. She got me all the way together, and she helped me build WIN from the ground up with my entity. We got incorporated as a nonprofit. We now get to actually work with other opportunities with organizations like Coca-Cola, Bank of America, right? I just got on the phone with QuickBooks today. I'm like, do y'all support women too? And I'm all making all these connections because I was able to start from the ground up with mentorship from Mrs. Ernest Cummins. And this is why we're here today. So I don't tell you guys, get into the room because I want you to grab your tickets. No, I want you to get into the room because the people who helped me build, the people who are helping my community members build, the people who are building still right now are the people who are going to be in that room, like Mrs. Ernest Cummins. Also, she wrote a book, right? She wrote a book, guys, and this book is going to tell you how to do business with the federal government. Now, I know sometimes people are like, oh, that's big. That's above my head. I can't do business with the federal government. And my question is, why not? The federal government is always paying. They're always paying people to do stuff. Now, if you don't know how to do business with the federal government, maybe that's why you feel like it's too big. Mrs. Ernest wrote a book to make it so simple for you so that you can go ahead and do business with the federal government right now, even as a startup. So I want you guys to definitely be in the room with her because she has worked for the federal government for over, I want to say 30 years, probably more than that. But either way, she's going to give you everything that she needs, and she's still staying on these stages today. So you never know who she can connect you with, right? I always tell people it's always about connecting her to WIN, baby. That's it. Also, okay, we're going to keep going. I want to make sure y'all get every name. And Nysa, thank you for dropping the links, honey. And thank you, Dr. Manuela. Join the community, purchase your tickets for the conference. Yeah, get your tickets, y'all. And listen, we're only, like 19, 20 days away. So it's not that long. And I tell people all the time, plan ahead. Plan ahead, right? There's always going to be something that's going to come up. There's always going to be something. And I like to plan ahead now in my age now. Because I don't have a lot of time to waste. And when you get to a certain responsible age, you start making definite decisions. And so for me, I usually plan 6 months in advance now. If you don't give me 3 to 6 months in advance, it probably ain't gonna happen, right? For a major event. This is why we tell you guys all the way from last year to just start where you are now, right? So if you guys have not grabbed your tickets and you're like, dang, it's too late, it's never too late. But it will be here very, very, very soon, right? 19 days away. So that's pretty big. I don't like the countdown because now that I start putting numbers out there, it starts getting real, right? All right. I do want to keep shouting out all the members and, the members who are speakers. We also have Toria Howard, who, shout out to Toria because she used to do our rooms with us back in the day on Clubhouse. Y'all already know. Toria does lots of financial, fiscal responsibility, right? So if you want to learn about your credit, you want to learn about how to build on your finances, you want to learn how to do real estate, Toria is going to help you do that. Also, I do want to shout out, I'm going down my list here, y'all. Clivia Allen. Clivia, she actually met us for the first time at the last conference. And this is a testimony for what I'm telling you guys to come into the room for. Clivia never met anyone in the win except for Quran Fairweather, I believe. And she came into the workshop. I went to the workshop, loved what she was doing. And so I remember inviting her to the conference. She came to the conference, guys, all the way from Florida. Didn't know anything about WIN really. And when she came, she felt so connected to WIN that now, a year later, right, she not only has been a WIN leader, WIN city leader, she's not only been a WIN mentor, active in the WIN community on our stages, she's now a speaker. And I love that it went from her coming to our first conference as a guest to now, after, over a year being in the WIN, oh my gosh, you are actually speaking on this stage. So it's just such an amazing transition, guys. I love seeing stuff like that. So shout out to Clivia because she's one of our newer members, but she's standing on the same stages as members that have been here since almost day one. It is what it is, right? So it just shows that your level of growth is really, really up to you. I do want to keep shouting out because we have LaShauna West. LaShauna is actually amazing. She's the corporate sponsor along with Mrs. Ernest Cummings. Our corporate sponsors are our TEDx WIN speakers, guys. So if you didn't get to sign up for a corporate sponsorship, you'll have another chance in April. Otherwise, you'll have to sign up when we do our TEDx calls. But I do want to say LaShauna was one of the first people to say, you can have an event at my venue. I want to support you. She was one of the first people. And I remember also being on her Instagram, right, as a guest and feeling super nervous. Have you ever felt like you going on someone's Instagram and they're live and they're doing so great, and then now you get on it and you're like, oh God, I'm nervous, right? I was like that with her. And I remember trying to run and put my makeup on, try to get ready behind the scenes so I could look decent. And all I kept feeling was, I just got to get on this camera with her. I know I'm not, 100% looking how I want to, but I just got to get on the camera. And I'm glad I did. Because when I got on the camera with LaShauna West, that sparked that relationship, right? That I was like, okay, I want to build with this person. And then I went to go visit Pop Up and Create. Then I started to ask, well, how can I partner? And now 3 years later, LaShauna West is still a corporate sponsor, right, for WIN, and we still have events at her Pop Up and Create venue. So if you guys want to know more about like what's happening in Atlanta and what's happening in our memberships with our events, that is our hub. So you can go to popupandcreate.com. You'll see all the events that are happening there. We promote her events as well through our WIN communities, just so our members can take part in what's happening there as well. So guys, just wanted to mention that because she is bomb. She's also a business therapist. So if you guys have any type of like things blocking your mindset around business, she's going to help you figure that out. Okay. I have plenty of partners that help with a lot of things. I am not that. I am not the business therapist. Okay. All right. I do want to shout out. Who else do I want to shout out, guys? And these are, I'm saying a lot about speakers that are members first, because I want to honor the people who have given time here, right? We have so many people that have graced our stages, but there are people that have given so much time here. We have Natasha Janelle is one of our latest members. Nikki Tate is one of our latest members. Let's see. Okay, so I'm not going to go to them yet. I want to feature Ricole. Ricole Taltone. I just want to say Ricole has also been one of those people in our membership that literally came from the Clubhouse space. I remember Ricole coming to our first, like I said, LaShauna sponsored one of our first meetups. And guys, when we had it, we didn't know who was going to show up. And we had like 4 or 5 ladies show up. Shout out to them. And Ricole is one of them, and she drove all the way down from Ohio. I couldn't believe it. Ohio, all right? So this is our first real, like, official Atlanta meetup that year. She comes down from Ohio. She comes to the meetup. I meet her for the first time, and I'm like, man, you're bomb. I tried out her lemongrass hand sanitizer. Amazing. Then we have another event, which is the conference. She comes down again. So Ricole has not only been on our online stages from day one, Ricole has been one of our traveling members, right? She's made sure that not only when we have events says she, wants to be a part of the online spaces, but she gets in her car and she drives all the way from Ohio to Atlanta to be a part of our actual main events. It's amazing. So shout out to Nicole for that. She actually was at the first conference and she did her vending there. So I want you guys to really, really kind of lean into some of our members who are seasoned, because Nicole kind of knows, like, I think she came a little bit stronger this year, not with the vending part, but she came with the speaker part, talking about her financial services. So she didn't just come with vending, she elevated this year. She's going to bring you guys the Rockbrook Enterprises, okay? So that's really important. I want you guys to understand what all you'll be getting. I think I shouted out all the members that are speakers, so I just wanted to stop there. Their latest members that are still, in the community, doing things and active. I just want to give a shout out to them. Shout out to Dawn Thurman. Shout out Homegirls writing books. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Guys, y'all got 10 minutes to get y'all ticket. Ooh, that's it. Over with. And we got, let's see. So Nikki Tate. Shout out to Nikki Tate. If you ever see the Poison Bar, Nikki comes to our events through the garden party a lot of times. She'll come and set up shop, have us drink that ashwagandha, get our bodies and our roots together, right? And she'll actually allow us to taste her amazing natural herbs. So that's Nikki. Nikki is so good on talking about self-care. She really does talk to sober curious, I think it's what she calls it, sober curious individuals. So shout out to Nikki. Like I said, Natasha Jonelle, shout out to my girl Natasha, all the people who are in farming and agriculture. Guys, there's a lot of opportunity there. And one thing I will say is that if you want to be connected to farmers, farming communities, Natasha Jonelle is going to be speaking a lot about that healing through generations and how you can use, the natural elements in your life, right? Her brand is amazing. I think y'all need to go meet her, okay? Because I love farmers, and especially being, we in a town, we're going to need a lot of farming support. Just saying, y'all. There's going to be a lot of farming support that we're going to need. Okay, Valdez Granville II. Shout out to Valdez. Apparently, some people in our community are here, and they are loving the community vibe, and then they pop out on us and they go, boop. I've been in the community for years, and I'm like, oh my God, right? So our community doesn't always necessarily just bring people to the forefront just because we want people to shine all the time. Like, listen, our community has so many pockets, guys. We just tell you to get in the room, because you never know what you're going to need at the time of your life right now. So shout out to Valdez, who has always been around, growing, learning, being supportive, and now he's popping out on y'all on stage, okay? And with the business, mind you, okay? Also, shout out to Cherie Allen, Cherie S. Allen, MCC, baby. I will tell you, I have met sis only virtually, but when I'm in the room with her, I can already tell she's going to be a whole vibe. I'm feeling her vibe. And also, she's going to be running our Period Sis panel. If you want to talk about your, perimenopause, talk about your menopause, talk about what that means for you, your mama, your grandmother, what you didn't learn, what you did learn, how you're going to pass that down to the next generation. We're talking about all of that. And we have a whole panel that's going to be helping you really kind of guide you through that conversation, okay? Then shout out to my mama, Allegra Jackson, y'all, because she is also a member, but she won't be a speaker, but she is a sponsor. But I got to shout her out because she's doing a whole segment of the To Be Honest networking. And I will say this. I try to get her as a speaker, y'all, but it can't make your mama do nothing. But my mama's going to be in the room. And this is why we are looking to tell you. That's why we're telling people, bring your mothers, bring your daughters, bring your husbands, bring your sisters, bring your family members, and bring them in the room, because sometimes people don't know what you know. People don't have access to what you have access to. And sometimes people won't even come to these type of events if they weren't invited. So if you know someone who you maybe been having conversations with about generational wealth, if you've been talking about bridging generational gaps, if you've been talking about legacy, if you have a husband that you or a man that you feel like, hey, listen, I really need to understand more. And maybe the men's panel can speak to you both at that time. It's just so important for us to really be methodical about like why we need to be in the room. So I just want to encourage you guys there. Because my mama and me, we definitely have had words about this. I was like, you need to be in the room. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to be in the room. I'm going to do my game. And I'm really excited for her because we are building legacy together being in that room. So we want you guys to do the same thing. I do want to shout out Morgan Chavis, who is one of our newer speakers. Don't know nothing about when, but she popped in, baby. And she said, I want to support whatever y'all are doing. So shout out to Morgan Chavis. Shout out to Crystal Delane. Crystal was absolutely amazing because she has Paula's Saving Grace, which is pretty much behind the overcoming of domestic abuse through her mother and her and through her daughters and just kind of living that legacy out loud. She's going to be in the building as well. Can't wait for you guys to meet her. Oh man, who else do we have, guys? I'm just trying to make sure I get everyone. I don't miss anyone. Dr. Oliver T. Reed. How can I miss Dr. Oliver T. Reed? Amazing, amazing guy. He's going to be running the panel for the men. So the men's power panel is going to be absolutely incredible. You guys don't want to miss it. And he brought his own guys. So these are men that are already having these conversations. These are men that are already powerful in who they are. They're healed, they're vulnerable, they're successful, and they're going to be bridging generational gaps with us in the building. So make sure you're in the conference. All right, y'all got 5 minutes to grab your tickets to upgrade to VIP. Okay, 5 more minutes left. All right. So after that, see, we got Sophia Gathers. Shout out to Sophia Gathers for being a powerhouse. I was introduced to her by Mrs. Ernest Cummings. This is why I say be connected to the right people, because they will connect you to the right people. So shout out to Sophia Gathers, which I'm saying the name right because I see it spelled right. Okay. Boop, boop. All right. Also, let's see who else we got. So I think we've called all the speakers so far. Y'all listen, if I missed your name, please forgive me. Let me see. Let me look at my other sheet because I probably did miss somebody's name. Yeah. Oh, yes, I did. Jajuan. Hey, queen. All right. So we have Jajuan, who's also another speaker, not necessarily a member of WIN, but guess what? When I say these ladies pulled up, when they saw what we were doing, they said, oh, yeah, I'm there. So we said, you're going to walk in a conference, you're going to walk out with community. So we're not worried about that. We just want you guys to be in the building so you can meet these amazing people. Jajuan is really going to help you with your finances. And I've seen her videos. I've seen how she speaks to people. I've seen she speaks with conviction. And I love the fact that you guys are going to hear from her. And so we have all the speakers I think that we've announced. Listen, and for the men's panel, Ken Mormon, Timothy Clay, Joseph Lopez, and Drew Sanders are going to be there with Dr. TOZ. I'm just so excited, y'all. And listen, for the run, like I'm not going to do another call. This is the only hour between 5 and 6. And I wanted you guys to have a chance to get your tickets purchased. Shout out to y'all who purchased your tickets. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to announce the winner. I also want to make sure that if you guys want to join us in upcoming events, this is something that I've had lots and lots of questions about. People are like, can I be a speaker at your upcoming events? Can I be a sponsor? We have opportunity right now where I've talked to my team. I've told them about how we're going to be sharing with you guys opportunities to be speakers at our future events if you did not make it to this one. I've had an influx of speakers come to me and say, I just want to speak at these events. I just let me know how to do that. So we're giving you guys some information behind the scenes on how to be a speaker at our upcoming events, whether it's our TEDx Win events, whether it's our end of the year events, or whether it's the next year's conference. We want you guys to get in early, and we don't want you guys to miss the opportunity to be able to help us impact other people in community and also to level up your own brand. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much, Nysa, for joining me tonight. We are done. We're pretty much at the end of the hour. You guys have 2 minutes to grab your tickets. I might do this again. I don't know. I'll talk to my team. If Nysa tells me she enjoyed it, if she told me it was valuable, y'all go to Nysa, y'all blow up her DMs, y'all let her know y'all want me to do it again. I'm gonna ask Nysa what she thinks, and then we'll go from there. All right. Y'all have an amazing, amazing night, and I will see y'all in the next live. Bye.